Hey guys, and welcome to The Amanda Show. Today we'll be talking about the comic book written by Brian K. Vaughan, Paper Girls. I'm going to start with a brief introduction of what the comic is about. Paper Girls is a story about a young teenager named Erin and her first day as a newspaper delivery girl in a small town called Stony Stream. As she went on her first ride in the early morning after Halloween night of 1988, she meets three other 12-year-old delivery girls named Mackenzie, Tiffany, and KJ, who aren't so new on the block. Together, they run into some strange and bizarre things. A lot of trick-or-treaters were still out in the early morning, but there were also some weird-looking hooded creatures that scared them. As you journey through the book, you see the girls facing different challenges, like being robbed and bullied to Erin being shot accidentally. All the people that lived in the small town had vanished and were being held by some weirdly dressed people called the Old-Timers and their cardinal. Throughout the story, the girls meet the hooded creatures and actually become friends with them. They follow them back into the woods so that they could be taken to their machine so that they could save Erin's life. As the creatures took Erin into the machine, it disappeared, and Erin vanished. The girls were so afraid. Towards the end of the book, you see Erin being saved by some flesh-eating insects and being found by her new friends in the basement of a house. Standing in the middle of the road, the four confused girls stopped a car, and you would never believe who was driving. It was Erin. But how could this be? Is this the future Erin?
The story of Paper Girls has been described as Stand By Me meets War of the Worlds. But are there any other influences from the story? I mean, you explain about how when you were growing up, near the end of the whole Paperboy thing, that girls started taking over or the routes, and that was a big influence. But any other stories or movies or other things that went into the creation of Paper Girls?
It's less fiction, I think, and more just the experiences. I was 12 years old in 1988, and I was living in a suburb just outside of Cleveland, so I remember this pretty well, but I also I asked my mom to send me whatever information she had about me at age 12, just to help jog my memory, and I thought she would send a few photos,
right.
And she sent me this dossier, this thick binder. It was terrifying. It was every homework assignment that I'd ever done, any small thing. She had recorded everything. And it was scary to see that your parents had this file on you, but it was really helpful because I got to sort of, see how my memories went up against reality. And I think it was fun just to get to read what was in my head at 12. But I think now I'm almost 40 years old, so I think 12-year-olds are just being tiny idiots. They don't know anything, but it's not true. I realized 12-year-old me was pretty fully formed.
Paper Girls is a mysterious sci-fi young adult fiction series that makes you want to read more. As a new reader to comics, I would say that Paper Girls is my most favorite in the whole course. The characters are well written and have such different backgrounds but still fit together perfectly. The four girls have such distinct personalities, but they are all witty, charming, funny, and strong, which is why they make the perfect team. The artwork done by Cliff Chiang was awesome and makes the comic even more interesting. It fits so well with the storyline and everything that happens. The colors are so bright and lively that it connects you to the story and makes you feel like you are actually a part. Paper Girls reminds me of a previous comic book we read in class called Miss Marvel. The two books have this small town, invisible, shy girl feel to it, and they both show how she gains confidence in herself to face obstacles that may come her way. Both stories have bright, vibrant colors and great images and artwork. The themes in Paper Girls are very similar to the previous comic books we read in class, like power, non-human versus human battles, feminism and girl power, the monsters and aliens wanting to take over Earth, and the mysterious feeling of wanting to know what's next, all ties together. Paper Girls, Bitch Planet, and Miss Marvel all have the same themes and characteristics, like girl power, feminism, girls being taken advantage of and being controlled by men, fighting for what's right, and fighting to protect themselves from being hurt. They all link back to Judith Butler and her view on feminism and her belief that if we weren't put into categories from time we were born, we wouldn't know the difference between boy and girl, and if we didn't act or dress like the gender put on us, we would all be the same and no one would be able to tell us apart, and we wouldn't be judged for who we are. Gerard Leonhard, the author of Technology versus Humanity, states that an avalanche of technological changes will reshape the very essence of humanity and touch every aspect of life on our planet. In this book, Gerard talks about how in time, the world of technology would have taken over the planet and humanity will be limited. In Paper Girls, the 4 young girls are left in their small town by themselves because all the other people were captured by the old-timers that wanted to take over. This piece also links back to Transhuman and Descender because they are people that are trying to take over the world with new and improved technology, just like in Paper Girls. Paper Girls was the right choice to report on because it feels like a continuation from the stories we read, and it matches the background, themes, and knowledge gained from comics before this one. Thanks for watching.